Hey guys, I have to make it for adults now because I'm getting too many people just complaining, and I can't do it for kids because somebody, and it's one person, it is only one person. I have a Jesus freak person that has been causing me problems for, I was on this one channel, it was like the trumpet or whatever. It was last year, and I thought they were pretty neat. When I started to lose weight, I got a lot of new haters, and I got some people that I used to hang out in this one place. This one girl, she has this, like, I think it's red orange hair, and she's a big girl. She's what you would call she's a size 18. And I don't know why she hates me, but she really hates me, to the point where she's been contacting YouTube and saying lies. There's no way a child can, how can I say this, go on here right now. Because of that, I can't do my mornings with, I can't do that because of the problems I have with dealing of, all the, complaints. I have to now put everything for adult. I pretty much, if it's live, it's going to be adult. If it's not, I could put it for kids. And I already put out, I got in trouble. They don't even let me say anything about it. Pretty much they won't even. So I'm putting a disclaimer now. This is a disclaimer. I talk about weed, a disclaimer. I swear, a disclaimer. I talk about stuff that is uncomfortable, that is about sex, that is about bodily parts, about operations. It could be discussing ugly things happening. It's just that I put, if there's something that comes on my phone that I see that's newsworthy, I put that out too. If I see whatever I see that I can inform you of, I put out. So I got in trouble, and they stated I can't even say anything about it. I got a strike, and I can't even say anything about it. That means I got a strike, and I can't say, well, it's not children. They said now I have to put a disclaimer, and I got to disclaim it every so often. Hey guys, do you feel comfortable? Are you like, you got your happy face and your little stuffed animal in your parents' basement because you can't afford to buy a house? You're making you nothing. So I get these people, and especially this woman who is, I watch her, and her channel's dying. It was a really good channel at one time, and I stated to her, your channel's dying. And should have kept my mouth shut. Never tell a YouTuber their channel is dying, ever.
Why is Odie outside?
I have no idea. I didn't put him out. So I wanted to do my morning channel, and it's going to have to, any live channels will have to be adult from now on. And I will have to put a disclaimer and say, hey, it's all about that. And when you get people who are jealous, who have nothing better to do, if your channel is dying, you can hire. They actually have people on YouTube who help other channels out. You pay them money. It was it one woman said she paid $400 for her channel to be redone. She thought it wasn't worth it, but she said it was like the first, she said the first $100 wasn't a difference, but after 400, she said she actually seen the difference. But I don't got that kind of money. I'm going to be putting for my PayPal, and I'm going to be working with other avenues of this. I just want to let you know what was going on with YouTube and what they were doing. And I get some people who are not happy with me because either they know me for real. What happen is and I'm going to put this out as tonight's content is going to be bartender stories of my last bartending job. I worked as a brothel bartender stories, and I am the bartender. I worked in Sherry's Ranch. I will be telling stories of just people in general and what I was treated. Probably that was one of the worst jobs I've ever had. I can honestly say dealing with management and I would say it would be like the handler for all the girls that were back there was like dealing with a child. I had to deal with someone mentally at the age of 10 who was running the back of the place, and she was very, very vindictive of stupid stuff that she didn't want anyone to have any tips. She had this weird notion that the bartender's job was easy, yet she couldn't even, she was, it wasn't that she wasn't capable of doing it, is physically she couldn't do it for a long period time of 8 hours. It would probably put her, not in a hospital, but she couldn't run it. So if you can't run something for 8 hours or more and it's tiring to you, maybe you should look at the fact that, this is Sherry's Ranch. This is a brothel. Millions of dollars go into this place, but their bathrooms look like shit. Yeah, their bathrooms look like crap. I worked there for over almost 3 years, and I cannot believe how nasty their bathrooms look. This, I could bitch about management, which I could not believe. I had to go through therapy after working at Sherry's Ranch. I could not believe that a manager said, "Well, you make $10 an hour. You drive." It was a half an hour drive there. A half an hour. That means I lived on the other side of town. And I told them, if you want to, and I said this to the madam. That's what it is, the madam. If you want to find someone else, I could go find a different job that will pay much better. And she looked at me. She goes, "Aren't you happy here?" And I'm like, "I'm not making the money here. I make about 20, maybe $5 to $20 at night in tips. In tips. And you're telling me that making $10 an hour and busting my ass, and sometimes I'm putting in 2-3 hours of overtime because I have to clean up and stuff. I'm the only person there. I would have loved to share my tips with somebody who was help backing me up, because I'm sure he would love that $5 for my $10 tip that I got. And that was what they said. I deserved less. Nasty bathrooms. Treat your employees like garbage. Never have I ever had somebody say, you should be happy you work here. We're world famous. I don't give a fuck if you're world fucking famous and you fuck everything. If you can't treat your people good, if you can't treat them and pay them what they're worth, and you go through people, and if you are a company that when you fire people that if they no longer allow people back after they fire them, that's a huge red light. That's number one red light. That means you should go, "Oh, I'm going to take my resume back. I don't want to work for your company," because that means that you have mental issues. So the madam had made up all these new rules after I came in to work there, stating that I was asking people for tips. I never asked people, but they did hire a woman who was a heroin user who would shoot up in the bathroom, in the other bathroom, in the back room, wherever she can get her fix, because I used to find her syringes. You know, it was like, did you throw them away? Well, I couldn't find a thing to throw away. Her name was Stephanie too. It's just not same spelling. And there's a lot of Stephanies. They hired a person with the same name as me, and customers would constantly get us confused because we both had the same color hair. So I started dyeing my hair dark and then dyeing my hair different. And then I finally I've never been, I think it's you, I think a red light for me, if I was a man and I went into a world famous brothel, that the bathrooms were backing up so bad that we had to have one bathroom in the whole place for everyone to use. Not everyone. In the bar, there was one bathroom left. For us workers, we can go all the way around into the kitchen to use their bathroom if we had to. I have damage. You know, I felt like I was damaging my body by holding in my pee for hours because they either didn't get the septic pumped, you know, they had bathroom problems, and the bathrooms just look nasty. You're paying for what? And the bathrooms look like something that you would see in any gas station. And then you're telling people, well, you don't need to get money. You don't need tips. You need to say, I work here because it's famous. Woohoo! You know, it's like a YouTuber going into a restaurant saying, I will put your name on my YouTube page and I'll tell them I ate here. You should be happy I'm here. That's bullshit. And it's bullshit for treating people so crappy. Shame on you, Sherry's Ranch. Shame, shame, shame. You are so bad. You treated people so horribly, and you deserve what you get karma wise. The people who you have hired are just horrible. Don't go to Sherry's Ranch. Don't go there for their things or anything. Most of their shit is so broken down it needs to be. They have a fountain outside that looks like it's crumbling. The actual rooms that they rent out, you know, so you can stay in, needs an overhaul, a real overhaul. Like, you have to redo your rooms. It looks like it's been used and abused and not kept up. They have a area where the carpet and the because they stayed there. I got, for my birthday, they let us stay free, which was cool. I thought that was cool. I thought that was really great. Then I got to see how crappy the rooms were. I was like, you're kidding me. Really? I stepped on miniature nails that should have been covered up when you have a section from the one part going from the carpeting to the tile. I stepped on little nails and I'm like, really? This is people paying this kind of money to come here? And well, the rooms are usually about $75, $78 on a weekday. I think they're a little bit more on a weekend. They got romance room, they got pirate room, they have I stayed in the Egyptian room, and that's where I had that. And it was beautiful. In its day, it was beautiful. 20 years ago, it was beautiful. It needs to be redone. It really does. You need to redo it. Sherry's Ranch looks like something from a gas station. You know, everything is broken up. You got a waterfall that's literally doesn't work. It just looks like something that's from an archaeology thing. It really is bad. They've been closed for a long time. Let's hope they put some money into that, because those bathrooms smelled like piss. Even the women's bathroom, it looked like something from a gas station out in BFE, fuck Egypt. And it was embarrassing. I never wanted to real. My dad's like, this is the world famous. And I go, 20 years ago it was world famous. Now it's it needs to be redone. It's like anything else. You just can't take it out. You got to put something back in. It's just, yeah. I don't know who that is. Potential spam. There we go. I have never worked for a place that thought it was normal to not upkeep a place where I stepped on they're like little carpenter nails from the Egyptian room. And I informed them and never was fixed. They have things that need to be kept up and done, actual done. In order to do a work order, it takes 2 to 3 months to do something as simple as putting a cover over a bunch of little nails. And I kid you not, they made the bureaucrat of Sherry's Ranch that bad. To fix anything took 3 to 2 months because you have to go through the channels like the government. So when you're working there, it's close enough to the government. They don't want you to do drugs, but the girls on site do drugs. They're just told, hide it. They're not allowed to smoke weed, which is, by the way, it's legal here in Nevada. The next door allows them to smoke weed over at the Chicken Ranch. By the way, Chicken Ranch has a really nice bathroom. They do have tours and all that stuff. It's really nice. The bathrooms, I took pictures and shared it online. That's a big thing for me. If I go somewhere and their bathrooms are just clean, that's fine. But they look like something from a gas station, you're calling yourself world famous. Okay, so you're world famous, but your bathrooms haven't been done in like 30 years. Your whole place hasn't been done in over 20 years. Things are falling apart in all of the motel rooms. I had people complain that they went to sit on a chair and it actually broke on them. And we're not talking big people. We're talking, this woman was 95 pounds soaking wet. And I was like, oh boy, yeah. If you're going to have a place of business and call yourself world famous of anything, if you're going to be a brothel or you're going to be a burger joint, if you're going to make millions of dollars and not put it back into business and have your toilets look like, your bathrooms look like they are from a gas station, then that's so. I'm not being biased of anything, but what I am saying is a Chicken Ranch, you go next door, it smells like your home. Sometimes they don't serve food there, but their chef that works there is cooking stuff and you're like, this smells like home. And then you go in the bathrooms, they're nice. Actually, I'm like, damn, I wish my bathroom looked that good. And then they give you a tour and you go on the tour and it's so they keep up their stuff. You got to keep up. It's at one time Sherry's Ranch was number one. I would say Sherry's Ranch would be in the brothel thing. A lot of people have said because they have, and we're talking, people have gone there for 10 years and they're still going there. They're saying when they had this fixed up and it looked good, they had, when I worked there, they had a carpet that had little, like I call it snakes. They were too cheap to do when you get like your electronics and all that, they just put it right through the carpet because it's cheaper and easier. And the carpet looks like something, I would call it a horror movie carpet. It's been through shit. Horror movie carpet is so nasty and dirty. I betcha they'll never replace that. It is just nasty. I'm hoping they would, though. I mean, one time we cleaned a spot on a carpet. It was about this big, and it was clean, and the rest of it was dirty. I'm like, crap. I said, this carpet needs to be replaced. I like to say that the 90s were great. They showed a lot of cool looking carpeting and they pushed it like you could not believe it because they had to get rid of the 70s and 80s stuff. So they pushed it And now it's something different where they don't push the carpeting because a lot of people are like, it's not really clean. Unless you're going to have a company like a casino where once a month they actually close a section, each section gets a certain cleaning and they clean it. Even the restaurants, they don't have carpeting in most of the restaurants that I've ever seen. So I'm just putting a rant and a rave, and I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, I pretty much going to put out, we're going to talk about the stories of working as a bartender. And I did not have it easy. The management said that I was asking for tips and I wasn't. That was the other bartender who would say, you could show your appreciation, is what she would say. And she was the heroin user who, well, let's just put it this way. She had a whole lot of fun, and I got blamed for her stupid shit. And I've come to the completion, if you get hired to a place, and this is what you should ask. I'm not saying, when people get fired, are they allowed? This is a question you should ask. Are your people that are fired allowed to come back to join your services? And if it says no, then if I were you, go somewhere else, because you're dealing with a psychopath type of company. And that's the way it usually, if you have to deal with that. And I have had another company I knew of that did that, and they went under really quick. And management can make a business go under. Oh yeah, I've seen it. Do I see Sherry's Ranch being here in another 10 years? No, not the way it's being ran right now. No, you're going to have everything redone and your foundation redone. That place there's nothing done. I'd be scared to go. It's not the cleanliness. It's clean as all can be. It's very clean. But when you don't keep up, where you don't have proper things covered, and you have exposed wires, and you have things that really need to be repaired by an actual electrician and an actual plumber, then you deal with what you have, and you deal with who you have. And then you have what they, like my dad would say. And then there's also that, how do you want to be perceived? And how being that I was a bartender there, I perceived that was the worst working place I have ever worked at since I started working in 1987. Actually, it would be 1984. Since 1984, the worst place. And I can name some real winners, but Sherry's Ranch as a working place for people working there, and the stress level and the what is asked of people, I would state to my YouTubers, you're better off going over the Chicken Ranch. It's cleaner. You may have to, they may not serve food, but I'll tell you this much, they let you order in, and they have beautiful bathrooms. Everything's kept up. Everything is new. They have it ran a whole lot better. It's a smaller company, but bigger isn't better. We all know. I mean, the only thing that I would say that is offered is the actual motel rooms when everything is full up here in Pahrump. We have people coming into there just to get the motel rooms. So if you've been ever fired from, just you pissed off management, what I did, because I started to look into, they were, one bartender was asking people for funds for her little, what I call it, she would ask people, she would collect money for cancer, an actual cancer society. I'm not putting a name on that out. And it would cut into everybody's tips. Everyone's tips would be cut into it, because people would be badgered and begged. I had a customer said he would looked at the bartender and leave. He said, that is not a proper thing to do, is to be badgering customers for give me money for this cancer thing, give me money. And then a month later, she would go on vacation. You figure that one out. My dad said, God, for someone who makes 30 grand a year, my dad said this, someone who makes 30 grand a year can afford a ticket for all her friends. This bartender paid for all her friends to go overseas, a $1,500 ticket, $1,500 to leave in 2 weeks. It's expensive to fly overseas. Yeah, she spent close to 10 grand on the ticket. So where do you think she got the money? She makes 30 grand a year. Where do you think she got the money? Come on. 30 grand a year. And her boyfriend said he didn't pay for it. Because I asked him, I thought, wow, that's freaking cool. You got a boyfriend that's paying for your plane tickets and your friends. She goes, oh no, I'm paying for it. Your credit card? Oh no, my credit card's maxed. I said, I didn't even ask her that because she wasn't going to give me a straight answer. She just said, hey, I got the money now. Maybe she got her, but no, that was way past that. She already, it wasn't from income tax. It wasn't from anything. And my dad goes, you know what it was from? And I go, what? Do you think she's, where do you think she got the money? My dad wouldn't give to her thing because he wanted to do it all electronic and not cash. And she wouldn't do it. My dad said that was strange. That's all he said. He goes, most people don't care if it's electronic or cash. They don't say, I only take cash. And that's what she told my dad, and I wasn't there. So I can't sit there and say, well, was my dad lying or was he saying the truth? Whatever. I have never worked for a place that was just absolutely horrible. And it's kind of my bitch. I would suggest to people, if you want to work there, do it as a temporary thing for a month or two, because you will not last a year. It is not ran right. It is going to be run into the ground at the rate that it's being ran, because you got bathrooms that, look like something. Actually, I've seen bathrooms that look way better than Sherry's Ranch bathrooms, and they are, public toilets. In a gas station that look way better than Sherry's Ranch, and that they're not a brothel. So, go figure. A brothel going, oh, we're famous. We have bathrooms that scare the shit out of you. Literally. Have a wonderful day. I will be talking about all the stories of holidays, who would come during the holidays and who wouldn't, and all the things going on. I cannot say enough, but that live streams will no longer be for children. I just can't do that. If you are a teenager and your parents let you watch this on their phone, that it is not child related. Don't have your parents sit there and say it is child related when I state not child related. So I will be, when I end the stream, I will put notations not child related, and I will put warnings on all of them and state, don't let your kids go on it. If you do, you already have been warned. Thank you, and have a cosmic day.